Hello friends, I'm Mohammed and today we're going to be learning about slope. So this is the formula for slope-intercept form. It is y equals mx plus b. Y is the result. M is the slope. X is the input. And b is the y-intercept. Which means on a graph, that's where it'll start. Instead of on point 0, 0, it might start on point 14 or something, okay? So we'll do a couple practice problems. So y equals 0.25x plus 14. A story we can come up with this is Muhammad went to go to the gym membership and he had to pay $14 for a membership card. And they charged him 25 cents every time he went for a visit. So a way we can represent this is in a table. So there's x and y, which is in money. I'm not going to put that many columns. That's enough. So there's 0, 1, 2, and 3 visits. So for the y, if there's 0 visits, it's already $14 because he already had to pay for the card. So we're going to put 14. Now for the rest of the x's, we just plug in here. So 1 times 0.25 is 0.25 plus 14 is $14.25. And for 2, 0.25 times 2 is 0.50 cents, or 0.5. So it's 50 cents plus $14. $14.50. And for 3, when there's 3 visits, you multiply 0.25 by 3, which is 0.75. And $14 plus 75 cents is 14.75. So this is in a table, and this is just the equation. Okay? So now let's do it in a graph. So we have our x, we have our y. And we know this point is 0. X is our number of visits. Y is our cost. So we'll just write cost. So we'll just replicate what's on our table onto the graph. So we already have 0 for the x. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay? For the y, we're going to do it by 7s. So we have 0, 7, and 14. I left some room at the top for the cents. So for 0, we already know it's already here at 14. Now I'm going to put a couple more lines to represent the cents. So we have 0.25, 0.5, and 0.75. So for 1, it will be 0.25. So go up and right there. For 2 visits, we're going to go right there. And for 3 visits, we're going to go right there, around. So this will be our graph format, okay? So now we're going to talk about how to find slope in an equation like this, besides this, the 0.25. For example, if it's in a table format and they want you to find what m equals to, which is a slope. So an equation for slope is delta y over delta x. Another way to put this is the change in y over the change in x. And a way to do this on a table format, I'm going to show the graph format later, is, for example, 14 and 14.25. How much do we need to add to get there from 14 to 14.25? Well, we know that it will be 0.25, and it's always 0.25. And for the x section, 0 to 1 is always just 1 plus 1. And plus 0.25. So if it's always the same, then we just put the change in y, which is 0.25, and the change in x, which is 1, and then the slope is 0.25, which is right there. For a graph, how do we do this? We basically follow the same thing. I'm just going to put a few tips, or like a few things to remember when you're going to do this. When you go up, from one point to another, if you go up, that means like you're moving 1 point positively, okay? that means like this number would be positive for the top. If we're going down, that means the top number is negative. Left, that means the bottom number is negative. And right, that means the bottom number is positive. As we can see, both of the numbers are positive. So we're going to go up by 0.25 and right by 1. So let's do that. Up and then right by 1. So that's already 1 point. If we go up a little bit by 0.25 and go up to right till 1. Up and then right. So as we can see, it's basically the same exact pattern. So that's how you do slope and how you can represent it in a table, graph, and equation. Now we're going to do some few practice problems. Okay, so we have two practice problems here. It's 25x plus 7y equals 10 and y equals 25x plus 17. We're just going to fill in the table. As you may notice, number 1 is not in slope-intercept form. So we have to put it in that form. What we should do first, since y is always on the left, we should subtract 25x. Okay? So now it will be 7y equals 10 minus 25x. Now, to single y out, you just divide 7 to all the terms. So now it was y equals 10 over 7 minus 25x over 7. So, as we can see, our slope is obviously 25 over 7. And a way that we can interpret this into the graph is just by going by like ones. So let's do that. 0, 1, 2. So for 0, we know that it will just be 10 over 7, since that's our y-intercept. For 1, we have to plug it in. So what's negative 25 over 7 plus 10 over 7 equal to? Well, that's negative 15 over 7. So let's put that. Okay, now for 2, we have to multiply 25 over 7 by 2. So let's do that. Okay, now we add it by 10 over 7 and negative 40 over 7. Okay, so we'll put that in the table as well. So let's erase the bottom here. And now we'll do this one. This one is way simpler. So we know, let's just put in the x's. So for 0, we know since there's a y-intercept, it will be 17. For 1, so let's multiply. 1 times 25 is 25, plus 17 is 42. And for 2, so 25 times 2 is 50, plus 17 is 67. So that's how you put from an equation to a table. And for a graph, this one isn't as friendly. Of course, this version would be more friendly. But for a graph, let's just do it for this one. So, x and y. We won't label what they are this time, because we don't have a story right now that I said. And we'll just go by the x's. So 1, 2. And now we're going to go by the y's. So we can just estimate where they are. We can go by 20s. So 20, 40, 60, and 80. So for 0, we know it's 17, so it's right around there. For 1, we know it's 42, so it's right there. And for 2, it's 67, so it's right around there. Okay? So let's also check it for right. So from 17 to 42. Is that 25? Let's check. 42 minus 17. 12, 5. Yes. So, and 1, so we know we're correct. For this one, our slope was negative 25 over 7x. So from 10 to 15, negative 15 over 7, we know that's negative 25 over 7 and 1. So we know that we have our slope right and our equation is right. So these two questions are correct. So let's do a couple more. Now we have two more problems. They are y over 7 equals 4x plus 5 and 4y equals 28x plus 4. So a way we can keep y by itself here is by multiplying by 7. This way the 7 goes away and we multiply by 7 right here. So now we got y equals 28x plus 35. So now we'll plug this equation into here. So 0, 1, let's go by 3s. 0, 3, and 6. So for 0 we know automatically it's 35. Now let's do 28 times 3, which is 84, right? Or yeah, plus 35. That's 119. And now we'll do 28 times 6, 48, and then 4, which is 16, plus 35, 13, which is 203. Of course, this will be ridiculous to put into a graph, so we won't put it in a graph right now. We're just going to move on to the next question. So 4y equals 28x plus 4. A way we can simplify or keep as just y is by dividing every term by 4. So let's do that. So now we have y equals 7x plus 1. Let's just go by 2's this time. Okay, so for 0 we know it's 1 because of the y-intercept. And by the way, this is a y. For 2, 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. 4, 7 times 4 is 28 plus 1 is 29. And 6, 7 times 6 is 42 plus 1 is 43. We won't put this in a graph either, but you can get the idea. So now let's check our work. Okay? So from 1 to 15 is 14. And from 0 to 2, that's 2. 14, because of the change in y, over 2 equals 7, 7, and 7. So we got this one right. Now for this one. 35 to 119 is... just give me a moment. Is 84. And so let's plug that in. And 0 to 3 is 3. 84 over 3. So let's see. 2. 28. 28, 28. So this one is right. Okay, so I hope you liked my video. Please subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified every time I upload. And always practice math every day. Bye.